Have you ever had to take care of something for someone while they were away? Jesus told a story once about someone who had people taking care of his things while he was away. Let's go see what happened. When Jesus was on earth, he told a parable, which is a story that teaches a lesson. In the story, there was a master who was going on a trip, but before he left, he called his servants together. The servants quickly stopped what they were doing and ran to their master. The master gave 5 pieces of money, called talents, to the first servant. To the next servant, the master gave only 2 talents. The man took them gratefully, happy he was trusted with that much. The third servant got only 1 talent. What? Why hadn't he been given more? I'm going on a trip, the master told them. I've given each of you the amount I know you're able to use wisely. I'll come back, and you can tell me how you used it. They bowed respectfully as their master left and prepared for his journey. The first servant was excited. 5 whole talents? Immediately he made plans. He would invest the talents, trading carefully to earn more money for his master. How proud his master would be. Now, you and I don't have money called talents, but we have skills and gifts that we call talents. Maybe you're good at helping, or drawing, or singing. God has given you those gifts, but it's your job to work hard and make them even better. That might mean practicing your writing or drawing, or studying hard in school, or learning to be the helper that God has designed you to be. The first servant knew it would be hard work to make more money, but he was excited to do his best for his master. The second servant had only 2 talents, but he wasn't discouraged. He didn't have as much, but he could still do his best. Do you know someone who is better at something than you? It's easy to get discouraged and give up saying, I'll never be that good. But God designed each one of us for a special purpose. He made each of us differently, but that doesn't mean He wanted us to stay how we are now. God designed us to learn, grow, and become better at the skills He's given us. He even made our brains so that we can learn to do things that we've never done before. Now, don't forget that last servant. Remember, he had been given only 1 talent. Do you know what he did with it? He went and he dug a hole in the ground and he buried the money that he'd been given. Be careful that you don't hide the gifts that God has given you. If God shows you how you can help other people with the skill He's given you, then do it, even if it seems scary. God is pleased when we use the gifts He's given us to help and encourage others. 1 Peter 4:10 says, As each one has received a gift, minister it to one another as good stewards of the manifold grace of God. So I want to challenge you, if you're God's child, make a list of some of the gifts and talents that He's given you, and look for ways that you can use them to help others. Like God has given us talents. Remember, the master in Jesus' story had given his servants money, called talents, while he was away. But then one day, the master came back. He called the 3 servants to see how they'd done. The first servant handed the master 10 talents. Look, he said excitedly, you gave me 5 talents, and I've gotten 5 more. He had doubled his money. Well done, good and faithful servant, the master told him. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into my joy. The next servant stepped up eagerly. Sir, look, he said, you gave me 2 talents. I have 4 now. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things, so I will make you a ruler over many things. Enter into my joy. The last servant, he was brushing dirt from a little pouch. I knew you were a hard man. He glanced at the others. Well, I was afraid, so I hid your money. Here it is. The master frowned, saying, You wicked and lazy servant. You should have used the money I gave you, instead of hiding it. The master took that money away from the third servant and sent him away. The master was sad when the servant didn't use the money wisely. God is sad when we waste or hide the skills He's given us. Like the master in the story we just heard, if you're God's child, God is your master, and He wants you to use the gifts He has given to help and encourage others. If you're not God's child, you can watch one of the God's Gifts videos to find out how you can become God's child today.